All right. Anyway, so anyway, you're sitting down with me.
Yeah.
What are like the main 3 or 1 or whatever many questions that you would ask today that 22-year-old Skrizz wouldn't
I know
ask?
exactly. Well, number 1, are we doing back catalog? Are we doing current catalog? Or are we doing future catalog? What are we focused on?
Back catalog, like
So it's
old
like-
songs.
Old songs, yeah. Old songs. Okay, my first album's Young Man. Are we choosing to, like, I recently met with a label and they're like, oh, you have several hits off, whatever. Like, they might be old, but we think they can still be hits. So are we doing that? That's a huge factor. If they buy those, I can no longer receive monthly paychecks from them. So I need to know if you're going to break. That's a huge thing. Number 2 is like, are we doing current catalog? Or can I finish where I'm at, finish my album cycle, and we're going to start fresh together? That's the number 1 thing I care about. The price between essentially buying 3 albums and buying 1 album is a massive difference. So I need to know that. Essentially, it's like if you buy 3 albums from me, I'm never going to receive a monthly paycheck again. So
Right.
you bet, and so that's like, so say they want 3 albums. So then I need to know, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, are we working an album every... Essentially, what is, like, are we doing radio? If you're doing radio, are you really doing radio? Is it going to happen? Are we going to fail? Like, are we doing touring? Like, am I going to be an opening act for huge things all the time? These are things I can't do on my own. These are just simple touring and radio. I can't do it on my own. I mean, like, huge touring.
Isn't that the job of a manager in a way?
No, there's nothing to do with manager.
Like the way I look, I hear you talking about like a record label. Basically, like they're your VP of sales in like the business world. Like they're
Sure.
selling you to play the show, to get on this radio station.
Sure.
They're just selling you to
Yes.
get into this market.
The main thing that they have, like, so I don't want to drop any names, is there's like a handful of people in the music business that just have more power than anything on earth.
Of course.
And it's like, I can go to a bunch of people that want to invest in me, collect $1 million at a great interest rate, like not a 700% interest rate, like a 2% interest rate or something
Sure.
like that. And I still can't do what signing with Mr. Z, we'll call him, can do, because he's just that powerful. You know what I mean? When I go to radio, he calls the radio. And that's just the difference. So that's just what you get. That's like, you need one of those guys in your court. And that's something you can't buy. Or some guys just blow up so much off a fan base, they never need to do that.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
let's take throw me one of your old songs that you think should have 10x the amount of streams it has.
I'm not qualified to answer
All right,
that.
I'll just say that. Let's just say Tipping Point. You know, that's my jam.
Sure.
Would you trade Tipping Point having 10x the streams on Spotify, let's just say, or just in general?
So say 100 million streams. So
Let's say 100 million streams for Tipping Point.
Sure.
But you don't make $1 off of it. Or
So
where it is
I know the
today.
exact answer to that question. Great question. For me, and I was actually talking about this in a record deal that, whatever. For me, it was like, I didn't want to give up a full album. Like, I would keep 9 records and give up 1, knowing I was taking a financial... So yes, I would take a financial L in order for a success L, as long as I wasn't giving up all the B-sides. Does that make sense? Because the B-sides are going to pay for everything else.
Right.
If Tipping Point's hitting 100 million streams, the trickle-down's going to be crazy. Of
course.
So it's like, let's say they were going to buy it for something ridiculous, like 25K or something like that, and the recoupment just didn't make any sense. And yeah, I would do it. Definitely. That seems like a good play.
Interesting.